we're in the Endgame now. Yeah, this is the other video I told George I would make, and this is going to be my thoughts and theories about what I think is going to happen in Endgame. So let's get to it. I think the old Avengers, the first wave of Avengers, some of them are going to die. I think they need to die to really hand over the torch, because as long as you have Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, all of them, as long as they're all alive, people are going to just associate them, and they probably won't give a chance to, the Scarlet Witch and Black Panther and all of those, and the Spider-Man and everybody else. So I think Iron Man and Captain America are going to die in Endgame. I think they will probably die, and I could see Stark building some sort of like Thanos style Hulkbuster armor, because he stood no chance against Thanos when they fought the first time, and he's going to be very determined, especially with Spider-Man dying in his arms the way he died, which is a lot of people's hit a lot of people emotionally. Not too much where they weren't willing to make jokes about it for the next 3 months. And I could see him building something like that. And also, if he does, I would really like to see, like, if he hits Thanos with a really big attack, kind of like the way that Thor hit him with the Warhammer axe. I'd like for him to say, "That was for Peter." Just like he did with Agent Coulson when he died at the in the middle of Avengers, when he hit Loki at one point. And first, though, he said, "Well, actually, in Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., I never watched Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know anything about that. Don't care. Don't want to know about it. It's not important to me." But I think that that Iron Man will probably die trying to stop Thanos, or should I say, get the gauntlet from Thanos. Because I could see, just like before, they're going to try and get the gauntlet off of Thanos, and the person I see getting the gauntlet off him is Captain America. And maybe right as soon as he gets it, they get it off of him, Thanos starts attacking again. He breaks free of whoever is gripping him. Maybe it's Captain Marvel and Thor. Maybe while they're dealing with him, Captain America puts on the glove, but he's human. He's not a Titan like Thanos is, and maybe the power is trying to affect him. Is maybe trying to kill him inside out, kind of like what we saw in Guardians of the Galaxy. And while he still has it on, he has enough wherewithal and strength to be able to snap his fingers and bring everybody back that was killed by Thanos. And in the process, it kills him. You can see him snapping his fingers, and then just like you see everybody else turning from dust into their bodies, Captain America's body going from stable to turning into dust. And I would like to see something like that, because it's a good send-off, I think, for Chris Evans and Captain America. So I could see something like that. I would like to see something like that happen. Some people say, "Oh, maybe he'll travel back in time." And all this. That sounds like a dumb idea. To have him time travel, and not even Doctor Strange did that time. The time travel, his whole body basically did like an astral projection into the future to see how this was going to play out for them. It did not play out well, and over 14 million possibilities. I think it was 14 million. But I could see something like that happening with this, where Thor and Captain Marvel have to team up to take down Thanos, and I could maybe see Thor dying in this fight. Maybe using the Warhammer, he hits Thanos with it again, and as he's going to chop his head off, Thanos blasts him point blank with all the power of the Infinity Stones, and maybe that'll kill him. I'm not sure. I can see something like that happening, and maybe that's how Captain Marvel gets the thing off of him. When he shoots like this, as soon as he shoots, she comes in, hits him, and pulls the gauntlet off. Could see that happening. I know it could probably, more than likely, it'll probably take Captain Marvel and Thor to get the gauntlet off of Thanos, because when Iron Man and Spider-Man tried to pull off, they had a lot of trouble when his hand was just like this, and they're not nearly as strong as Thor and Captain Marvel. As far what I read from the comics about Captain Marvel, I don't know too much about her. Like I said, I am going to watch Captain Marvel, and I kind of want to see how much 90s they put into it, so here's hoping. But as far as what happens afterwards, so I don't want to spend too much time speculating on the end game, because I've just been going around in circles in my mind. I want to talk about what happens afterwards. So if I'm right, and we have Iron Man and Captain America dying, I could see some scene in Spider-Man Far From Home where they do like a ceremony, or they do a flashback of a ceremony to Tony Stark, and maybe Pepper Potts is saying he did this to bring you back, or maybe he says to her like, I'll always remember what Mr. Stark did for us, and I'll carry on his legacy, something like that. And then Happy will now be the Tony Stark character in a sense, because he'll be the one guiding Peter without having a suit, and he's going to be the one, apparently they'll probably hit on Aunt May. So you could see that sort of thing happening. Also, I could see with Captain America, maybe Bucky and not Rhodes, but Falcon, Sam Wilson, maybe they have a little, they're like this, maybe trying to figure out who takes his shield, who carries on the legacy of Captain America, or do they just not have a Captain America anymore, and Steve Rogers was it, and nobody can replace him. If there's no Captain America, like battle for the shield or anything like that, I would suspect that there will be no Captain America, and it'll just be Falcon and Winter Soldier, doing their own thing. Maybe one of them has the shield, but they're not calling themselves Captain America. But at the same time, I could maybe see Tony Stark or whoever is in charge of his his holdings or whatever, not giving either of them the shield, because in a sense maybe it should stay with Stark, because he even said in Civil War, doesn't belong to you, my father made that for you. It was a great scene, and he's right. As far as Thor goes, if he dies, there's no more Thor movies, and I didn't want to follow up to Ragnarok. But with Guardians, though, Guardians is the one that kind of, so we're not going to get it, but I would have liked to have seen a more serious Guardians movie. We got a very comedic and kind of a bad Thor movie, in my opinion, with Thor Ragnarok. I would like to see a reverse of that with the Guardians and have them be more serious, especially if the Infinity Stones don't just disperse and the Soul Stone goes back to wherever Red Skull was. I could see maybe Star-Lord taking the stone, the Soul Stone, and say, this is all I have of Gamora, and she's gone, and he's the one that protects and keeps the stones safe. Especially if we're not going to get a third Guardians movie, which I doubt we will. As far as the other stones, I would like to see, especially at the after credit scene, the mid and after credit scene, could see the stones being divvied up and put in different places to try and keep them safe, so that nobody else tries to pull a Thanos. Because I strongly believe Thanos will die, and I think he has to die in Endgame to really hammer home the ending of it. Because if he doesn't die, then you really think he's going to just slink off and lick his wounds? I don't think that's who he is, and I think you will have to kill him in order to stop him. That's just my opinion. As far as other movies go, I can see with Black Panther, if they do a sequel, there's no more of the heart-shaped herb, because T'Chaka burned it all. But I could see maybe from that burnt orchard or flower garden, maybe there's one last one, or they have to go back to the cave of the Panther God of I forget what his name. That's not too important right now. This is just a theory of it. He has to basically confront the Panther God, and he is surrounded by the other people of his bloodline, the other former Black Panthers, and this is where you could have him confront T'Chaka as well, and him bring back Michael B. Jordan for that scene, and then him reestablish himself as the Black Panther. Possible you could do that. Ant-Man Wasp, I don't give a crap about Ant-Man. Ant-Man sucks. But yeah, that's kind of my random thoughts on all this stuff. What do you think? Who do you think is going to die in Avengers Endgame? And what do you think will happen to Spider-Man, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Black Panther? Let me know what you think. Until then, take care. Bye.